Hi everyone, welcome back to Coding Club. Today we're going to learn about shapes and loops. So we're going to be using Turtle Graphics to create a square and then a circle, and we're also going to be using while loops. So if you're new to this series, go to the first episode where my friend teaches you how to download everything you need on your computer, and then you can start from there and you can learn about the basics, about how to print, how to use variables, and everything else, like user input as well. And then once you are done, you can get back here, and we're going to be starting this by right-clicking in our default package and going to New, and then going to Class. And once you go to Class, I'm going to call this Turtle Graphics Test. And I'm going to be checking the public static void main right there, and we're going to click Finish. So once I do that, I'm going to be greeted with this screen. And we first have to import something called Standard Pen. Standard Pen allows us to use Turtle Graphics to draw shapes and draw lines and all of that sort. So let's do this. Standard pen equals new standard. Oopsies, I think I made a mistake here. It's standard pen, but it's one word. Standard pen equals new standard pen, and then semicolon. But before the semicolon, you have to put parentheses. And then you click on this light bulb, and you click Import Standard Pen. So once you do that, we're going to read this problem. It says, just a boring square. Using pen statements, make a square, then make another square using a while loop. Both squares should be seen. So we're going to be making one square using a couple statements, then we're going to be using while loops to make a square and less statements. So let's do this. How will I do this? Okay. So first thing I'm going to be doing, pen.move, and I will move 100 pixels. So each of these numbers, each one is 1 pixel, so this is 100 pixels. And then I will do pen.turn, I think. Pen.turn, and I'll say 90. So that's going to move my pen 90 degrees, and then I can just copy and paste this. So pen.move, pen.turn, pen.move, pen.turn, pen.move, pen.turn. So I don't even need this last turn, but I'll just keep it there for no reason. So this is going to basically get my square to be at its position that it was at in the beginning, and it's going to create a square, as you're going to see when I run this program. It might take a tiny bit to run because I haven't run this in a while, so let's just see. So it's going to open up a new window, and in this new window right here, you're going to see something pop up, and once I do this, you'll see a square. So that's how you can create a square. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do pen.move, and I'll just say 300. So this is going to move my pen 300. Actually, I'm first going to do something called pen.up. So pen.up basically makes it so that you don't, when you're moving on the canvas, it doesn't show on the canvas. You don't write at all. And then once I move, I can do pen.down, and that puts the pen back down so you can write again. Pen.down. And I'm just going to show you how pen.up and pen.down works. I'm just going to say pen.move 100. And you're going to see the magic of pen.up and pen.down. So let's run this. And you will see that it moves, and you see it moved 300 pixels, and then it moved up. And this is a little too much in my opinion. So I'm going to do pen.move 150 pixels. So now we're going to be using a while loop, and a while loop is basically a way to run certain lines of code until a condition is met. So we can do int I equals 0 to basically initialize I will be our counter, and then we could do while I is less than 4, and your spacing doesn't matter at all, but I'm going to change this. Oh my goodness, what am I even doing? Okay, so let me just make this look a little nicer. So while I is less than 4, we can run this code here. So we can move 100, then we can turn 90, and that'll be one iteration of the while loop, but then we do it again, then we do it again, then we do it again. So that's 4 times. So it starts at 0, and then we have to do I++. So we have to do I++, because if we don't do it, then it's just going to keep on running forever. So we just have to do I++, and then when it gets to 4, it stops, because 4 is not less than 4. So let's run this, and we should get 2 squares. And as you can see, there are 2 squares right there. Now we're going to be drawing circles using Turtle Graphics. So the problem says, circling back, make 3 circles using 4 loops. Each circle should have different widths. All the circles should be seen. So we're going to be using something called for loops. For loops are like while loops, except that for loops have a set amount of times that the loop runs. So with a while loop, you can basically set it like while this is true and while this is false, you can run this. And then if there's something that changes in the program, then you can stop the loop. But with for loops, they run a certain amount of times and you cannot change that. So let's do our for loop, and it's going to be for, this is how you write it, for int, I'll do j, int j equals 0, j is less than, and we're going to be, I'll just put like a random number, I'll put 1, and then I'll do j plus plus. So we need to draw a circle, but the thing is, a circle, I don't think you'd be able to do it in one run of the loop, because if I do j is less than 1, it's just going to be one loop run and then it's going to end it. So before we do that, let me just quickly, I'm going to do pen.turn -90 degrees. I'm going to move it back to where it was, like at the beginning, because I don't really want this, I don't want it to be, I don't want to go up even more, because then the canvas is going to be, it's going to go outside the canvas. So I'm going to do it to pen.turn -90. Then I'll do pen.up. Then I'll do pen.move 150, so I'll move 150 pixels. Then I'll do pen.down. And then I'm going to run this. Okay, then not run this, I'm going to type the next part of the code. So once I have this done, I can do pen.move, and then I'll put it some certain amount of time, and then I will do pen.turn. So we are making a circle. So the thing about a circle, everyone knows that a circle is 360 degrees. So if you want to make it an actual like perfect circle, you would have to, instead of like, you'd have to run this actually 360 times. And each time you run it, you move 1 degree, you turn 1 degree. And you also move, you can move 1 pixel. You actually don't need to, you can make this whatever you want, but I usually do 1 pixel. So when we run this, you should see a circle. Unless I did something wrong. Yep, you see the circle right here. So that's how this one works. So the next part of the code says, the next part of the problem says that it needs to be 3 circles, and it also has, they also have to have different widths. So I'm gonna do pen.up. Actually, I'll just copy and paste this. So pen.up and then pen.move 150. So I pasted that, and then I will do pen.set width, and I'm gonna make this 20. I kind of forget what the width is on default, but 20 is larger than default, I believe. And then I can just paste this. So put that there, and let's run this, and hopefully it should have a larger width. So when I run this, did I forget to do pen.down? Yep, I did. Okay, so let's do pen.down here. And now let's run it again. So run, and now it should draw. Yep, oh my goodness, that is way too thick. I think the thickness might need to be like 1 or 2. So let me make this, instead of 20, I'll make it 5. So where is the width? Yep, here, I'll make it 5. So let's run that again. And it shows, yep, that's good. And then I'll make it 10 next. So I'm gonna actually, I literally could just copy and paste this. I'm gonna set the width as 10. It's gonna be pretty thick though, so let's see. Run, and we are at that. Okay, perfect. This isn't really even about using Turtle Graphics, because when you're actually coding, you never really use Turtle Graphics unless you're doing a small project. You actually, but I did this because I wanted to show you guys for loops and while loops, because these are very important concepts in Java and in basically all programming languages. But anyway, that's my code. So thank you guys all for watching. I'm just going to zoom out so you guys can see all this code. So thank you guys all for watching, and I'm going to make some more videos soon, and I will see you all later. Bye.